Okay, let's now see an example of a science laboratory which is usually found in schools. As we can see here, we have test tube within the laboratory, we have microscope, we have enough windows to allow air come in, we have different desks where we have to carry an experiment with comfort. In biology, we need to carry out experiments, and all these are carried out in a special room which is called a science laboratory. We will be using this laboratory in near future when you start to carry out various chemical experiments. Hope you will enjoy them and you will have no wonders because you have already seen how the laboratory looks like. Okay, in this chapter, we will learn about some important rules for the laboratory and how to stay safe in the laboratory, what to do if someone gets hurt in the laboratory. Also, these things will help us to be safe in the laboratory and use the equipment and the chemicals the right way. Above all, let's now see the laboratory rules and the safety measures which be taken during practicals. A laboratory rule is like a special instructions that tell us what we should or not shouldn't do in the laboratory. Also, here we learn about those rules we need to remember and follow the rules before, during, and after experiments. Above all, let's now see the laboratory rules we should follow before the practical activities. Let us start with the rule number 1. Do not enter the laboratory without the permission or presence of the teacher or laboratory technicians. And wear the right clothes for the laboratory. Put on laboratory coat, don't wear loose clothes, and tie back long hair, no sandals. When you are in the laboratory, make sure the windows are open to have a fresh air. And you must know where all the exits are. And now, let us all be attention for the rules during practical activities. When you are in the laboratory, before starting any activities, you should read the instruction carefully before you start any activity in the laboratory. Also, remember that when you are in the laboratory, we are not allowed to eat, drink, or taste in the laboratory. Do not smoke in the laboratory. This is because there are some chemicals which can catch fire easy and you can cause an accident in the laboratory. In addition, when you are in the laboratory, you are not supposed to run. When you are in the laboratory, you are not supposed to pray. And if you don't understand something, you may ask your laboratory teachers or laboratory technician. Also, another thing which you must understand is that you make sure you read the labels on the chemical containers to be sure you have the right substance and do not interchange the labels. Also, when you are in the laboratory, do not touch any electrical equipment with your wet hand, because this can lead to an electrical shock. Again, when you are in the laboratory, make sure you wash off any chemical spills on your skin or clothes with plenty of clean water. And when you are in the laboratory, make sure that any substance which can catch fire easy Keep away from unopened frames. Moreover, perform the intended experiments only. Do not set up your own experiments or interfere with someone's experiments. Lastly but not least, report any breakages or accidents to the teacher or laboratory technician immediately. Above all, now let's see the laboratory rules after practical activities. So, immediately after finishing your practical, you must wash your hands with soap and running water. After you are done with your experiments, so make sure you clean the working surfaces, you clean the benches and the sinks which you are using for experiments. So after finishing your experiment and cleaning the laboratory, you must turn off gas and water taps which were used during your experiments. When you finished your experiments, remember to collect all the solid wastes and use the little bin and not the sink to dispose any solid waste. Without forget, clean up the equipment and store it safely.